most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist. I already got that out there. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Very good. Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Now,
Bob.
you sound like you're reasonable, and I sound like a madman. So today we're going to talk about when should you never have your back or neck cracked. We got 7 examples here. You want to listen to us here because there could be a dangerous injury if you don't. By the way, if new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. And yes, you are going to want to join us. Go to our bobandbrad.com website because we're doing a giveaway. It's a big giveaway. We're doing a Sleepovation mattress. Now, the mattress is bigger than this, Brad.
Yeah, it's a sample.
Yeah, this is a sample, but you can see the individual mattresses it has works really well for pain relief and pressure relief.
Yeah, they're just very comfortable.
They're awesome.
Overall.
We're also giving away a couple pillows, and this is a cross section of the pillow. It's actually got some coils in it, and it's got individual little mattress or little foam pieces around that too. And this is how it looks.
The real live one.
Full glory. Yeah. All right, go to Twitter and Instagram if you want a short version of our program, and if you go to Facebook, you'll find the contest pinned to the top of the page. Let me get rid of this, Brad, and then we'll start talking here.
Let's get on with the program, the subject at hand.
All right.
There we go.
Number 1, when should you never have your back or neck cracked? If you have osteoporosis. Now, this may seem very obvious to people, but the problem is a lot of people don't know they have maybe osteopenia or osteoporosis.
In other words, the bones and oftentimes your vertebra are weak. They're
softened.
Right. They're not as strong as they should be. So when you have the manipulation or the crack, if you will, there's a potential for actually cracking or fracturing the vertebra.
Yep, and or a part of the vertebra, you know, the smaller part. Now, if you're a woman over the average onset of starting to get bone loss is age 35. So
it's that young.
Yeah, it's that young. Men, it's a little later generally, but so like I said, a lot of you aren't going to know unless you've had some testing done.
Right.
So number 2, this is one you want to, and I've seen other people offer to do this quite often. An amateur friend will say, "Hey, I can crack your back or I can crack your neck."
Yeah, I do it all. We did it all the time in college.
I know. I know. I've done it to people now as a physical therapist, but to friends. But yeah, like you said, you did it all the time in college, and that's not wise. That's not a good idea.
No.
They don't know what they're doing. They can, one wrong little move and you could be injured.
Right.
And
I should say all these things, if you go to a chiropractor who does this on a daily basis, it's their job and they'll screen all of these things.
Yeah,
they'll
go through all of them.
But this gives you an idea before you wonder, well, should I go? And if you have any of these, well, they're going to turn you away anyways.
Right.
Or do some
They'll do other treatment
options.
Yeah, they obviously don't always have to just do manipulation.
Right.
So number 3, if you're at a high risk for stroke, if you had like a TIA or something like that, extremely small percentage of people who have their neck crack can tear the inner lining of the artery,
which feeds the brain
and can cause dissection or blockage and can cause a stroke.
Yeah, Bob had mentioned TIA. That's a mini stroke.
Yeah, a mini stroke, transient ischemic attack.
Right.
So if you look here, Mike, just to give you an example, this is a great example. Am I moving too much? So Brad, there's a pen right there.
Oh, we got one.
Yeah.
Oh, sure enough.
Just show where the arteries, how they intertwine with the bones.
So you got the red line here. That's literally an artery. You got one on both sides. And, of course, you got the yellow lines here. Those are the spinal nerves.
Spinal nerves, yeah.
Right. And, of course, the vertebrae. So you got a lot of sensitive structures, which it's amazing how the neck functions without injuring those. But when you're doing a manipulation, then you're putting some what they call high velocity thrust on there, which then those tissues, if they're compromised, they could become injured.
Yeah, you probably didn't see it, Brad, but there was just within the last couple of months, there was a younger guy who had his neck manipulated or cracked, and he had a stroke immediately. So, I mean, it happens, and I've seen the research on it. I mean, I know they like to discount that it doesn't happen that often, and it doesn't, but it does happen.
Was it 1 in 10,000 or something like that?
Yeah,
You don't
the
remember?
numbers go all over the chart. You
Okay.
know, the different studies
It's
that
pretty. It
it's
is
pretty
pretty
rare.
rare.
Yeah. Number 4, if you have rheumatoid arthritis, when you have rheumatoid arthritis, quite often the ligaments which hold bone to bone
Hmm.
become lax, and they don't support the joints like they should.
Sure.
So, and again, chiropractors know this, physical therapists know this too. You don't be manipulating bones that have rheumatoid arthritis
Compromised. Yeah.
compromised. Yeah, and right along with that, be if you're hypermobile, you know, which means your ligaments are loose. You're born that way,
Like the layman's term is double jointed.
double jointed. Yeah,
Right.
and you can tell a lot of times. I just have people, you know, take their thumb and see how
Mhm.
close you can get to the wrist. A lot of times, a hypermobile person can right on their
Right.
forearm. You can look at their elbows. Their elbows hyperextend.
Yep. They bend backwards.
Yep.
Their knees do the
Their
same
knees,
thing.
exactly. So you can, you know, a person generally knows when they're double jointed.
Right.
So, number 6, if you have numbness or tingling or loss of strength in an arm or leg, again, it's probably possibly a disc problem. And in my opinion, I just wouldn't manipulate a disc. Would
Right.
you?
No. Well, I've had a number of people that a chiropractor would not manipulate and ended up going to therapy
Right,
because
right.
they they know
Yeah,
as well as doctors do too.
exactly. And the final one was probably the most obvious one. But if you have bone or spinal cancer, you're not going to want to go in there and start manipulating. So,
Right. Right.
so there's probably a few other ones, but I think those are probably the most.
Well, there's 7, and you know how I feel about 7.
Yeah, I did this for you, Brad.
Very
Your
complete.
favorite numbers. So
Mhm.
remember, Brad and I are not just pretty.
We're pretty ugly, Bob.
No, we're pretty helpful.
Oh,
so you
that's
got to make
right.
sure you
Pretty
subscribe to
helpful
us.
and handy.
And handy. That's
Yeah.
right. Handy.